And good afternoon, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with Elise Ushman, and we're covering the aftermath, really, of the storms that impacted Walthall County, Jefferson Davis County, parts close to Lawrence, and we're getting a lot of information. We'll have new information, hopefully, to share with folks on some of the other tornadoes too. There are a lot of surveys going on. What is our tornado tally right now?
Right now, I believe it's 12.
Okay.
From the National Weather Service office in Jackson.
So we're going to plot this map for you at some point with the information when we get it. So just keep that in mind.
This is the information that we have right now on those Walthall County tornadoes. We got some early info on this yesterday from the National Weather Service office in New Orleans. And I did tell you guys yesterday at 6:30 that because it passed through two different jurisdictions as far as National Weather Service offices were concerned, that we were going to have to wait for them to kind of conglomerate that information. The National Weather Service office in Jackson did do that when they finished their survey, still found an EF4 tornado, but they have upgraded this now to 5 deaths, and there were 4 in Walthall County, but from that EF4 storm, 5 deaths. It was on the ground for over an hour, and it was on the ground for 65.2 miles. The second storm that passed almost in the exact same path was an EF3, 24 miles long, on the ground for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, just unbelievable. That second one followed about an hour later, very close path. I mean, they were really close to each other. I guess one of the things we'll figure out today is we'll measure the distance between them if that hasn't been established yet. I'm just curious about it myself.
They did say that it was difficult when they were doing the surveys. I was reading the report from the information statement that they send down. You guys can read that too. It's public information, but they were saying it was kind of difficult to figure out which areas were from which tornado because they were so close together in paths.
Wow.
And they were they would touch down and pick back up and come back down. So it's definitely a mess down there. And they are spending a lot of time trying to get all of the information.
Okay. So that's something else. I was on the ground there yesterday, as you know, because you were here working. And wow, just unbelievable. The community coming together, all the work that everybody's doing to help everybody out, really something else. And it's special, but it's amazing. These people are strong people. I'm just to have all of your stuff either gone or just strewn about through the trees. I mean, they were finding stuff in the woods. This woman that I was at the Alford's house yesterday, and they found just little trinkets of things, and she was just happy to have that.
Yeah, I liked. I was watching when she said they had gotten this KitchenAid mixer for her daughter.
She was all excited about it.
The neighbor brought the bowl, mixing bowl over, and they were so excited to have both parts. So.
I'll tell you that the churches are really doing a lot there. A lot of people are bringing food to the church. The church is bringing a lot of food to people because that's what you need. I mean, these people are working their, off in the heat. It's not hot, but they're in the sun. And it was so dry out there and breezy. And these folks are working hard. Okay. There's a lot of work to do. This is not, I don't even know how to describe it to you. I ran into a couple generator guys, and some of them were saying to me, the generators are working, but there's no property for the generator to work for. So that's the problem. So a lot of these people, I saw clean slabs in some cases. So I had a suspicion that it was going to be upgraded to a 4. I don't know that. I didn't know that for a fact, but when you come across a property and there was a house there, because you could still see all the plumbing and all that, but the house slab is just cleaned out and there's a little debris around it. I knew at that point that I was like, okay, this is definitely some high-end stuff we're dealing with.
Yep, and that's what they found. So fortunately, we don't have anything like that in this first alert forecast this week. We are getting into, inspiring for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I would say that. I would agree. We are getting into spring. It officially starts on Thursday. Spring. So
I thought it started a couple weeks ago. Okay.
Well,
no, I'm joking with you.
Started March 1st, but the spring equinox that's coming.
Watch
up
your language.
Thursday.
This is a family-oriented program.
It's coming up on Thursday. It's definitely going to feel like winter on Thursday. I like that, but
how evil Mother Nature can be.
I know.
Because didn't she do this to us also not too long ago, where we went from being we had the chance of snow around here, and then we had 77 degrees days later. So she's mean like that.
She is. We got 77 degrees today in Vicksburg right now. In Jackson, we do have a few clouds overhead, but it's not a gloomy day. 76. No. It's windy.
A lot of high clouds out there.
Yeah, and they were kind of filtering in early this morning. There will be breaks, and there will be clouds, and they'll be on and off. And they might increase a little bit more later today. And the wind is definitely going to pick up later today and into tomorrow. The winds right now, 17 miles an hour here in Jackson. We could see gusts tomorrow up to 45 miles per hour. So just a heads up for you, especially north of Interstate 20. That could bring trees down, weak or dead trees that are still just awaiting to come down. That can bring them down. And that's going to be from the morning through the evening hours. We do already have wind advisories out from the National Weather Service from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. Again, along and north of Interstate 20. South of there is still going to be windy, but your gusts might not quite make it to that 45 mile per hour mark. And a few showers too.
Yeah. So, a few, but no severe, not really. Just a slight marginal risk for areas north and east of Jackson. But our models are really not doing too much with that. So
not much. I think maybe you hear a rumble of thunder, but it doesn't look like much of anything's going to be going on. It looks more like this line gets a little more organized to the east of us. It's still not going to bring widespread severe weather to anyone. No. But it is going to cool us off.
And the wind might make it feel worse.
Yes.
Than it actually is.
That's true. So certainly going to cool us off, but really briefly. Tomorrow we're still in the upper 70s. I wouldn't be surprised to have some 80s out there. Winds gusting up here at 45 miles per hour from the south. That'll warm us up pretty quickly heading into your Wednesday. And then by Friday, we're back in the upper 60s or even the 70s. We're back in the 70s again on Saturday, mid 70s, even upper 70s. Really great parade weather on Saturday. St. Patty's Day parade's coming up. Tonight, good baseball weather. There is a game. Ole Miss is playing Southern Miss at Trustmark Park. If you want to head out to that, it's going to be a little bit maybe cool when the sun sets and that breeze continues, but it's going to be pretty nice weather for just stuff this week. Friday, I'm excited. Maybe a little patchy frost on the ground. Not overly underexcited about this. That probably didn't make sense. There is an early level 2 out of 5 risk for Sunday. Right now, it looks like, if anything, we see maybe some damaging wind gusts or some hail. There's not looking like very much tornado potential with that system, in my opinion, right now. It can certainly change. It's still 6 days away, but this model has it moving in a little bit later now. And
it's not an outbreak type situation like it was this past weekend. So just keep that in mind. Totally different type of situation. We're gonna have scattered thunderstorms around, and they may turn severe in some cases, but won't be a widespread problem.
So it looks like maybe that's going to be a late Sunday night into early Monday morning type deal. And then by Monday afternoon, back to dry conditions. And that's about it.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about Thursday with the cold weather coming back. I know you're excited. You like that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to be unhappy about it because I feel like it's the right timing. Because once we get going here, I mean, 2 months from now, all bets are off. We're going to beg for a day where it's not 80 degrees versus a day where it's barely 60.
So I think we should just accept and appreciate it.
Okay. That's what she says to do. Now, I'm the only thing I'm worried about is maybe a little frost. Not Thursday, but Friday morning.
Yeah, Friday morning.
And so with temperatures in the mid 30s, then just want people to be aware of that. I don't know that we're going to have freezing temperatures. I don't think it's going to be that cold, but there will be a little patchy frost around. I'm thinking about this only because I had my, I was actually taking care of my little plants today outside in the backyard. I was going to plant them, but then I was like, I'm going to wait. And then I was like, then I'm lazy. And then the ground's really dry where I live. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to, I already damaged my finger doing my garden experiment last weekend. We're not going to show you. I'm showing you the backside of it so you don't have to see what it really looks like. But I had to go to urgent care, so that was a lot of fun. That was a good time to do on a weekend. But fortunately, we're not going to be dealing with anything major with these temperatures coming our way in the mid 30s. Just be aware that we do have a little frost on the first full day, really. First full day of spring. Frost is a possibility, which is not unheard of around here, but we won't have freezing temperatures, that's for sure. We got Enrique. We want to know what Enrique had for lunch because he lives right.
What did you have for lunch?
I didn't have anything exciting. I'll be honest, I wasn't excited about what I had. It was I don't want to say what I had because it'll give away where I ate it. I ate it it was a chain. Okay. And I don't know. I was talked into it, and I'll be honest with you. I didn't even eat all of it. I was disappointed. For me, I want a good meal, and I don't have a lot of time sometimes for my lunch is sort of like a breakfast. So I have my lunch in the evening, however you want to look at it. And hopefully I'll make up for it this evening. So, Enrique, we got snow March 13th of 1993. Wow. Yep. And it was significant. It was a big snowstorm too. And he had a turkey sandwich, nothing fancy. Wow. No offense. Better than what I had. So I'm going to go with you on that.
I had
you always do it right.
Some pasta that I made. It had veggies, bell peppers, and zucchini, and some sausage.
Look at you.
And some feta cheese. It was delicious.
What kind of sauce?
No sauce, just the veggies had some olive oil.
Okay.
Lots of seasoning.
All right, so that's
okay.
A little something in there. Just keep the pasta moist. Yeah, that sounds delicious though. Like almost like a little like a summer salad, Mediterranean pasta salad. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm not saying what I ate. You're gonna really. Yeah, I'm mad at myself. I think you can probably see the cup still back there in the weather center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nothing great. I don't know why I eat there. I don't know why I do that to myself.
You do it often.
More than I should. No, I wouldn't call it often, but it may be more than I should. So that's for sure. All right, folks. Well, that's the story there. No lies being told here, though, to be honest with you. That's our story there. Also, if you get a chance, today is the anniversary of the worst tornado outbreak in U.S. history. I put a little link to that on my Facebook page if you want to go check it out. Also, WLBT had a story on it on their Facebook page, too, but you can go to mine, check it out, read up on it. Just crazy to think about 100 years ago how the country had no technology and a tornado outbreak developed. And it's crazy to think about how people would have had to have deal with it. There's no preparing for it because how would you know?
That it's gonna be there.
You might look at the sky and say, oh, that doesn't look good. But that's your only way of really knowing. And then, boom, how, the cleanup, that kind of cleanup. And it was devastating for so many communities too. But, one of the things about Mississippi, I will say this, and you know this, you're from here, grew up here. It's a resilient state. It doesn't make a difference. Whatever happens, folks here, they'll come together and they'll just build it back. And I think that's really, a very special thing about this place. I was very inspired by what I saw yesterday. I really was. I have to tell you, I don't know that I would have been that strong in some of the situations that I saw. And there's a lot of heartache too. And one of the stories that I heard that just blew me away was and I think I may have told it during the 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, it all blends together. But 2 police officers were called to a man's house. He was injured, 96 years old, and he was bleeding from his head, very, very serious wound. And they did this. This was from the first tornado. Mm-hmm. They got to his house. They had to walk 10 minutes to his house through the rubble to get there because the roads were impassable. They couldn't drive their cars around it. And they get there, and then the next tornado warning is coming, right? This is all within that hour time frame, but they only had, we gave an ETA of about 20 minutes on the next storm. They put him in a blanket and carried him back. It took more than 20 minutes with the 2 of them carrying him in a blanket, put him in the patrol car, and drove him to the police station or city hall. I think it was a church or city hall, and got him an ambulance. But
wow.
Yeah, those guys, I met those guys. Those guys are something else.
Awesome.
Yeah, they were thanking me and thanking you and thanking our whole staff. And I said, no, you guys are the ones who are out here doing what you need to do. But I was just, like I said, I'm blown away by it. I'm a little zapped for energy today, but I will spring back to life here in a little bit. Elise doesn't have to spring back to life. She's full of it. And you will see her full of life, that is. And WLBT News at 4:30. Fox 40 News at 5:30. I'll be on WLBT News at 5, 6, and 10, and Fox 40 News at 9. And we'll be back here at 6:30 to talk some more weather with you. We'll talk a little bit more about maybe a frosty start to spring and maybe a stormy start to the first weekend or to the end of the first weekend of spring.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that 5 times fast. All right, folks, we will catch you later. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your afternoon.